moving right along with the 1920. We have a visitor this morning. The cat has graced our premises. Hi, kitty cat. Hi, kitty cat. Hi. I see you've come for a visit. Hi, kitty cat. Say meow. Say hello to the people. Say hello. Yeah, that's a good kitty cat. Yeah. Comes by for the visit. And just to get, a couple of cat points. And as, just check the premises out for a varmint. And to get the ever-present little snippet of bacon. Today's project has been magnetos. See that rust right there? That's a good reason to take them magnets off of them cases right there. Clean that rust off there. You'll be more happy with your magneto. One of the things I probably could tell you about is there's three different. This is not a magneto video. Just I'll show you something. But there's two thicknesses of the short. These are the same height. But there's two thicknesses on this magnet right here. This is much thicker than this one. I could measure it there, but it's visually thicker. And both of these has a pop metal gear, and the one I'm putting on the engine has got a metal gear. Let's get on over here. And y'all remember that. Yeah, that'll do just fine right there. Kind of pretty picture, don't you think? Leave a comment. If y'all remember way back under, I done already went and built this thing right here for just such an occasion as I have going today. It's really not what I'm supposed to be doing, but it's what I'm doing. So I'll explain it to you that we're going to put the magneto onto the, where is that? We got another magneto over here. It's got a real nice label on there. It's IHC Type L, International Harvester Corporation. And up there on the top it says, to oil the bearings once a day. Once a day, oil them bearings up. And I built this thing right here just kind of to facsimile, to look like an engine the way it would actually be. The distances and everything here is the same as the side of an engine block. And that way I can put the magneto on here and see it, watch it for the igniter back here. Igniter, magneto, it's a low tension ignition system. Well, let's set this aside. I'm going to turn it around and show you something. Y'all watch this. When you turn that around right there, see I got that igniter in there, and I can see the spark right there at them points. Now, it's not like it was in the engine because it's not under compression, but it'll give you a good indication as to what the magneto is doing. And the only thing that's happening here is these two gears meshes up in time. And that's what we're going to talk about on the engine over there, is the timing. That's going to be the video. I have another magneto on the test stand here, and I'll show you a little something, just a little test, let's call it. But I got the voltmeter out there. It's AC voltage. These low tension, it's a little dynamo. Low tension magnetos, and I've got the wire tuck loose. It's just resting there, and I've got the positive probe off of that digital meter there onto the output, and then I got the ground over here at the igniter holding it grounded. Okay, I'm going to turn this in the direction the engine would be turning it, and we'll observe on that meter reading right there what kind of voltage we get out of here. Most of the time 5 or 5.5, 6 is really good. 5 or 6 volts ACs, and the engine is rated what, 550, 600 RPM, according to what you're doing with it. And you know, I like to run my engines really slow, and when you slow this magneto down, in some instances it just don't put out enough voltage. So there is a low RPM limit on these. Too much voltage for that, old as they are. Okay, let's get on with this. Watching the meter. Okay, it was a holding. Let's do it again. Let's make it some kind of, let's do that again. Because I think it's like 3.5 volts. Actually, it was a 4.1 there at a couple of times, and 3.5 for quite a lot. So see, there was a 4.4, 3.9, 3.9. So I'm going to take this off, put it on the magnet charger just for a test, and then I'll bring it back, put it on here, see that we got a different reading. Okay, let's put it on that charger. Just a simple setup I have here is I did go ahead and take the covers off so that the these blocks would make full contact. Just a little extra one to give a little height to it. Even them up kind of on both sides. Make sure they touch up there and down there and everything's loose. And it's just a simple 12-volt battery deal on a homemade magnet charger. But all you do is make contact, and immediately you see everything over yonder attract to that side over there. And it's about 13 volts I'm putting in there. But you just make a contact like that, and that's putting current through this whole system, or whatever that is, flux. In just a few seconds, 3 or 4 times. And I'm reading in the book in there, and it said on these L mags that you could actually rotate the magneto while you was charging it, and it would do a better job. So I'm going to do that. Make contact, and now the mag is, it's very hard to turn when it comes on to where the attraction is. So that's good. Okay. It has some resistance even now. So I'm going to do a couple more times. You know, a couple or 3 times is sufficient, they say. Because this is very... you just don't want to use it enough to where the coils gets hot. And these actually has a little warmth to them. So I'm putting some electricity to there. And another thing you can do is you can turn that gear back a little bit, and then when you make contact, it will, you see it move? That's, you know, at this point, that's all that this charger will do, I think. So I'm going to take it off of here and put it back on the bench over there, and we'll test it out. See, those are pretty well attracted, pretty tight. and then that one came loose, and then that one, and then just it's as much charged as I can do it. Let's put it on the test stand. Okay, I got it bolted back onto the test stand here again. Only after a charge. I did take this all apart. This mag right here, when I got this mag, someone had sawn off the 4 edges right there that has how wide of a magnet you can put on there, and these has a double magnet. And I have had one that had, probably it's in the house, engine that has a single on it, and then I do have the one that has the taller magnets on it on an engine in the house in there. But what I've done is just lined them marks up over yonder to the one on the, looking at it here, be on the right. I just lined them hash marks up like that. That times the engine, that times the mag to the cam gear. So, but all I've done is just cleaned it up, put it back together, and charged the magnets between that last test. Now I got it kind of in the shadow. I hope so we can be able to see that. So I'm going to ground it over here, and I got the positive back on there again. So let's get that up there out of the way. Let's see what we got. Okay, I had a 6.1 right there, 5.8, 5.9, in that range, quite easily. 5.5, 6.1, 4.4, 5.5. So I think charging it did improve it. I think this mag right here will run an engine very well, to the point where I think it's better than the other one. So I'm going to install this mag on this engine, the better one of the two. Let's put it on there. AC voltage, about 5 something. Oh, it's going to be a good running engine. It's that 1920 engine series that we're working on. And I'm changing out the L-magneto to a better one. The one on it was kind of low output. It had a spark and it did run the engine, but the other one has a much higher reading and a much better spark. And I did check it on the igniter. I forgot to tell you about that. I am using a solid strand wire here as opposed to a multi-strand. The single strand works much better on a low tension system. Just take my word for it. What we're right in this area right here, right down right in here. Y'all see where I'm pointing to right over there? That's where we're going to have a spark. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate. I'm going to turn this timing, this cam gear. It's going to turn the magneto. The magneto is going to make a charge, and it's going to come up there and fire that points. And what I did is on the end of this, I'll put a close up in there. On the end of this magneto shaft, let's see. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but on the end of that, on the back of that shaft there's a cross mark on it, meaning that that's where the pole pieces are at. And then it has 2 lines offset from 12 o'clock, like 1:30 and 10:30 or something, 11:30 or something up in, no, 10:30 and 130, something like that there, the degrees, and you rotate that around there to where that that all of that lines up, and this over here on this side, and just bolt it down. And that's what I did here. I got all that lined up in timed, just like it was on an engine. So let's see if it's got any spark in it. As you can see from that spark right there, that little series, the magneto does not have to be rotated. It just has to go past that spark gap on the coil windings. And that's the simple way that a low tension, whatever they call that kind of drive mechanism, you know, it's got a little flipper on it and 2 springs like Webster. And I'm going very slow. If you speed it up, it produces a more spark, which is what it should do. Let's put this one on the engine. I guess the question is, you know, how much is this engine worth? You know what I mean? I bought the engine, paid a fair price for it, and I have pretty much changed everything on the engine, even to the magneto improvement. A piston, a whole new piston and rod and bushing, that whole assembly is different. Exhaust system, valve job, better bearings, tear down and reassemble, gaskets, new oiler, you know, same company, just new. I still don't have a gas tank, but you know, how do I price that engine? And let's leave that with the question of the week. Running M on a cart, like in my videos, you know what I mean? Fair price for. I'm going to sell those engines, and leave a comment as to what would be a fair price for which engine that I've got on there. Let's just see what the consensus of the subscribers, and I thank all y'all for subscribing. I really do. It's cool. But right here's the reason that you build these test machines, is to confirm. But the question is, how much is one of these engines worth? Leave a comment.